Meantime, Britain is turning into a color-coded society, with the UK's whites and ethnic minorities choosing to live apart. That's according to a new study that warns of comfort zone segregation, which could lead to division and hostility between the communities. RT Sarah Firth has more on the worrying trend.
Well, that warning that Britain could be drifting towards becoming a colour-coded society, coming from the former head of the Equalities and Human Rights Commission, Trevor Phillips. Now, Mr. Phillips has been leading some research with think tank Demos and Birkbeck University of London, and what they've done is analyse data from between the 2001 census and the 2011 census, and what they found is, during that time, more than 100,000 people from ethnic minority groups have moved out of London, but instead of moving to areas considered predominantly white, have preferred instead to move to so-called mixed areas where there are already established minority groups. Now, here in Sheffield, a local community has hit the headlines over recent weeks for concerns raised over community tensions between the Roma population and other ethnic groups in that community. But what this research is saying is that this could be a pattern that we see played out across the UK, that segregation really needs to be addressed and acknowledged, because of course it does have very serious implications for community relations across the UK.
It's estimated some 600,000 white Britons left London between 2001 and 2011. Opting to move to areas with a high white population. Eric Kaufman, professor of politics at the University of London, says they're driven by the need to stay in the majority.
One of the negative consequences is that you are getting white British people avoiding very diverse areas. So it's not because they dislike any one group, but they just want to be in a comfortable majority. So you can get a situation where, like in parts of East London, Newham, or in parts of South London, each census, there are fewer and fewer white British there, and it is possible that there will be areas that have very few but very few white British people living there. We see the same trend in the United States. There are sections of the diverse cities like Houston and Los Angeles where there are very few white people living there, and that could be a concern for integration. So it's just that inability to attract or retain white British population in some of these areas that are maybe not so close to central London, but are not far enough away to be sort of leafy and green. So it's that belt where you might get this effect.